Hi, I'm Keith, and welcome to my art studio, where today I have something way, way different than my normal stuff. You may know me as the monster creator, but back in the day, I used to do caricature art at prom parties and things. And today, I decided to do some caricature art of some Nebraska. I'm from Nebraska. Local politicians and Donald Trump. Now, I'm way, way out of practice. I had to get my Mort Drucker caricature study out to learn and relearn how to do this. And I didn't do too bad. So we all know who Donald Trump is. So I don't have to tell you nothing about him. You're not going to know these two next guys. Next one is Jim Pillen. He's our governor. Jim Pillen. Let me tell you about drawing Jim. He has his eyes. He has very flat looking. How do I say it and be nice about it? His eyes are very stagnant, and I don't want to say evil, but they're I don't know. You'll see it in the drawing. He's easy to do because his eyes are so easy to do. Now, these caricatures, I did one of Pete Ricketts, who's our state, he's a senator, I think now, as an alien. So I did all these guys as aliens. So you're going to see they have little antennas sticking out of their heads because I'm a cartoonist, and that's what we do. But let me tell you a little bit about these two other guys. Jim Pillen, he's our governor. Jim Pillen was the Republican nominee in the 2022 Nebraska gubernatorial election. During the Republican primary election, he refused to debate his primary rivals. Pillen was endorsed by incumbent Governor Pete Ricketts, who I have a cartoon on this channel. It's pretty good. He's all green and everything. And former Governor Kay Orr. In a crowded field of primary candidates, Pillen won the nomination with about 33.75% of the vote, defeating Charles Herbster. Pillen, he's in the news all the time. He's Republican. Of course, Nebraska is very Republican, very red, and he's in the news all the time. I think he's a hog farmer. He's a veterinarian. He has a long political career, but he's pretty easy to draw as far as caricatures goes. If he came to a post-prom party, I wouldn't have a hard time doing him. The next person I did was Mike Flood. He was in the news recently because he had a town hall meeting and got booed. If you watch the video, it's pretty cool. Let me see if I can find Mike here. Here's Mike. Mike Flood was super, super easy to do because he kind of has a helmet for hair, and he has those big old glasses, and he has this upside down smile. You know those people who smile with their teeth but not their eyes? That's him. His eyes are doing, he's all scared and stuff. At least the pictures I found of him. I couldn't find any pictures where his smile matched his eyes, because his eyes looked like he was terrified. But his smile was like, eh. So that's what I did. This one I came out pretty good. But Mike Flood is an American attorney, businessman, and politician serving as the U.S. representative for Nebraska's first congressional district since July of 2022. As of 2023, he owned 15 radio stations and 7 television stations in Nebraska. In 2015, Flood founded the news channel Nebraska Network, in which all television and radio stations participate. NCN is Nebraska's only 24-hour news channel. And something else I read was he doesn't own all of it anymore. He sold a bunch of it to investors, so he's not the sole owner anymore. But the guy must have a lot of money. I'm putting this video on top of this. I don't know if you're going to see this, but I gave each one an extra eyeball because they're aliens, and I gave them little antennas, you know. And Mike Flood was pretty easy to do. So, I do more than just monsters and aliens. Well, these are aliens. They're Nebraska politicians and the president as an alien. My Donald Trump didn't turn out fantastic. It was the first one I did. You know, I wasn't really in practice too much, but it's okay. I made him orange. I think I got his lips right. He has very distinct eyes. You have to look at his eyes to tell. And that's not just the fact that they're a different color than his face, but his eyebrows or eyelids are, you have to look. He's just very distinct. So Trump, with a little bit of practice, I could do a better job. But I didn't want to spend all day doing this because I have another project to do today. I want to get 3 works of art done. I did this guy right here today, and so far on YouTube, he's pretty popular. So, and I have one more to do, But I want to do the caricature stuff because I want everybody to know I'm not a one-hit wonder. I don't do just this stuff. Actually, cartooning is a huge part of my life. When I was in high school, I won first place in high school. As a freshman in high school, first place in the state, Nebraska High School Press Association. And somewhere in this house or my mom's old house, I have a little medal that I won. And I'll never forget the day I won that medal. I just shocked the crap out of me because they don't usually have freshmen on the newspaper, high school paper. And I got on there as a freshman, a cartoonist, and I won first in the state of Nebraska. That's my biggest thing. I'm one of those old guys who looks back at high school and goes, when I was in high school, I was a football player and I got a touchdown. No, when I was in high school, I won a state medal. And I have no idea where that thing's at. But you can still go on Google and find my name on there. 1980. That tells you how old I am. 1980, I was a freshman in high school, and I won a medal in cartooning. Anyway, thank you.